Wired up yet?
Almost.
Okay, I'm going to give you the introduction to Samantha Harte. He completely messed up the name.
That's okay.
That's what happens when you have a couple of drinks in the bar in the back. It was the bartender in the back. I should have
Hey.
so it happened. But the next speaker, you guys, is Samantha Harte. And she is, by the way, super successful. She is a doctor, number one. She is an award-winning author. She has a book written, super successful. She's been on ABC 7 News. She's been on CBS. She's been on People magazine. She is everywhere. She is known as the mind, body, wealth, and health expert. She is like the guru. And that's why we wanted to have her speak. I know she's going to provide tremendous value tonight. She's an amazing speaker. Samantha, it's all you.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. Can you guys hear me okay? Thank you so much, David, for having me here. It's an honor and a privilege to be in front of a group of people and tell you guys a little bit about me. And 10 minutes is a challenge, I have to be honest. So I really thought about who's coming to this event and how can I provide value in 10 minutes, because I have so much to say. So where I'm gonna start is in 2010, which is when I graduated with a doctorate in physical therapy. And at that point, I had put some dreams that I had as a kid aside about being a star and singing and dancing all over the world. And I played it safe and I went to school and I got the good grades and I got the fancy degree. And here I was gonna help people for a living. And then I saw the healthcare climate and I was so heartbroken because everybody was chasing symptoms and nobody was treating the source of the problem. And most people who were physical therapists doing what I wanted to do was treating athletes and sexy kinds of injuries because I'm a dancer. And it was 5 patients at a time to one therapist. And the most that they were getting done was alleviating some pain with a stim unit on their leg and doing some straight leg raises. So I was paying attention to the healthcare climate and going, this doesn't work for them and it definitely doesn't work for me. Because not only am I not helping people, but I'm also in more debt than the money I'm making. So what am I gonna do? And I started to ask patients, where are you going when insurance decides you're good enough? When you're 60% better, but you're a runner or a dancer, and you want to be 100% better. Oh, well, we're going to the trainers and the Pilates instructors and the yoga teachers, and we're paying cash. I was 3 years out of my doctoral program making $33 an hour. $33 an hour. But the trainers and the Pilates instructors and the yoga teachers were making $80, $120, $175. And I was like, well, that's gonna change, because what if I became your strength and conditioning coach? And the thing is, they didn't teach us in PT school how to build a brand, how to build a business. They taught us how to care for our patients, which is important. But you can't get good at caring for people when you don't have time to care for them. So I decided, what if I started a business with really low overhead? And really the business was born when I was in a marital crisis. So there was a little bit of fear and desperation lighting a fire underneath me, which is not always a bad thing. I had to make more money, but I also wanted to do something I loved. So I started working with people on the extension of care. And I opened a practice in Santa Monica, and there were a sea of other practices around me that took insurance. So I was swimming upstream. Why would somebody come to me and pay 4, 5, 6 times as much money? Well, maybe if I provide a really good service, they will, and maybe they'll tell their friends. I made a 30% profit margin in my first year of business. That's unheard of. I wasn't trying to make a lot of money. I was trying to survive, honestly, and to help people and to pay attention, which is what entrepreneurs do. You pay attention to a need that people have that isn't being met. And then you try to fill that need. So I did that, and it was great, and I had a practice for 10 years. And then, on March 13th of 2022, I got a phone call that I had been dreading my entire life. See, I'm 15 years in recovery from drugs and alcohol. I'm not California sober. I am sober from all things that mess with my mind. Thank you. And by the way, if you're drinking, please don't feel awkward. This is not a plug-in to get sober. However, the call that I got was that my sister died of a drug overdose. Yeah. That is the kind of call that you dread, that you wonder, how will I survive if that thing happens to me? How will I stay sober if that, I can do all these things, but not if that happens? And it happened. And I had lived through a lot of things sober up until that point. That changed everything, because Samantha, the doctor, who was really helping people with their pain, I always saw the soul sickness in the patient. If you're a good practitioner, if you're good at what you do, if you're a good entrepreneur, you meet the person emotionally where they are at. And when you meet them there, you build the relationship. You make a connection, and then God knows what's possible financially. I always saw the soul sickness in the person, but I couldn't unsee it after that. So someone would come to me, high net worth, if you know Santa Monica, north of Montana, all the money in the world, chronic knee pain. They went in network, nobody could help them. They found out that I was great at what I did. Here's all the money, help me. But then they would be addicted to productivity or martyrdom or thinness, right? A woman who really needed to lift more than 5 pounds to build strength so she wouldn't be in pain anymore, but she couldn't, because that might make her fat. And all of a sudden, these addictive cycles were everywhere, not just in recovery and not just about substance abuse. And when my sister passed away, I thought, I need to write a book. I don't even know what this book is going to be about, but this work, me in the clinic as doctor, is done. It doesn't mean I don't practice, I do. But I am a lot more than a doctor of physical therapy. And I needed to take all of who I was and who I was becoming into the places and spaces that I was going next. So I wrote, and I wrote, and I wrote, and what started as a memoir became a self-help memoir, because I thought, well, what changed my life? When did my life actually begin? And it wasn't when I overdosed on cocaine. Nope, kept using for a while after that. It was when I hit spiritual rock bottom, when I was 5 years sober, running on perfectionism to keep me safe and whole in the world. And then my marriage fell apart, and I couldn't say or do anything to make him love and forgive me. I was physically abstinent and spiritually bankrupt. And the right person came into my life at the right time. And we did the steps, the 12 steps of recovery, around my marriage. We made them practical. We made them fresh, modern, trauma-informed. So I could actually navigate that situation, clear my shame, and hear my intuition. And that voice, not the critic, the intuitive voice, is the thing that said, you could start your own business if you want. You might be good at it. And that same voice said, you need to write a book. And that same voice said, no, your book's going to help a lot of people, not just people who are suffering from addiction. My book just got released on June 10th. It's out in the world. It's in the back. It's a bestseller, which is insane. It's so insane. And in the process of writing the book and turning away from life as I knew it because it didn't feel resonant for me anymore, everything opened up. Those dreams of being a singer and a dancer started to come to fruition. I got asked to go on tour as a choreographer in Japan last year. I'm a mom. I have 2 kids at home. I'm 41. You better believe I went on tour. You better believe I went all over Japan, flipping my hair around like a fool. And then when the recording artist heard me sing, he said, can you sing? And I was like, kind of. I mean, I kind of wanted to have a record deal when I was 19, but you know, that was a long time ago. I'm now making music with Grammy award-winning musicians. I just got on the cover of a magazine today. It's out in the world. It's called Gurus, which is really funny because David put that in the title of my intro, that I'm a guru. And here's the thing. All that stuff is so cool. It's shiny and sparkly, just like this house that I kind of match with. All of that is amazing. I have never met a person who's wealthy as could be, whose money could solve their heartbreak, ever. So, when I thought, do I belong in this room with a bunch of billionaires, you know? I sure as hell do. And here's the thing. If you want to be a financial mogul, become a spiritual billionaire first. Thank you so much.